this evening, you had made the decision to go head down to the Propeller Tavern to meet Braca. As you were discussing before, you'd asked Braca to go and source some information about, what's going on in Gromerstown. Is there any sort of connections to the Revenant King? Has anyone heard of any Deepkin in the area? Basically like that. Is there anything I'm missing, Meriss, since you asked?
Nope.
Cool. So you make your way inside, and as soon as you come in, you see Braca sitting next to a very large ogre in a booth along the side of the tavern. The ogre is, quite large, with wearing this big gut plate and a couple stormcast pauldrons as armor for the breastplate. And they both look up at you as you make your way over. And Braca says, all right, well, I did a little bit of digging, and you might not have met formally, but this is Bolga Thanebreaker. She's in charge of Gromerstown these days, especially now that those Dwarden have left, as she so lovingly put it. And she had a few little notes for us. And she says, well, hello, everyone. Please have a seat.
Thank you very much.
You all do. Frostglade is probably maybe standing next to the table, or maybe crisscross hot. What's that expression?
Applesauce?
Crisscross applesauce on the floor, maybe, and still about the right size.
I've never heard that expression, but yes, that's precisely what I do.
Neither have I. Yes.
If you have kids,
Crossing your legs and sitting down.
Parents are listening to the phone, like, yeah, they're familiar with it. Anyways,
am I remembering this right? But the first time we came in here, was the roof not quite short? So I had to take off my hat or something.
There's some propellers and stuff hanging down, but I would say that it is built for Dwarden, so yeah.
There are many propellers hanging off of various branches on Frostbane's body now. He makes no move to correct this.
Yeah,
it's fine to see you, Braca. How you been holding up?
Cass, it's a pleasure, and I'll say been painting the town a bit red ever since I lost my fleet, but you got to make the best of things when they don't go your way.
I have to thank you again for that. I feel that your sacrifice did save Okria a bit of trouble.
Yeah, well, I hope he's not taking it too hard. The last time I saw him, he was, a bit of a broken Dwarden.
He's being Okri. I'll leave it at that.
That's a good way of putting it.
And Bolga kind of pauses and says, well, so Braca here was telling me that you're looking for, and she leans forward, the Revenant King.
Is there lightning outside?
So I'll just say, man, this is actually wrecking my throat more than I expected. I will say that having Deepkin come through Gromerstown is a particularly rare event, although not completely unheard of. I will say the Ideneth like to keep to themselves, and they're incredibly difficult to sit down and get to know. So establishing a network or anyone that would really be interconnected is going to prove particularly difficult. But all that said, I had a very aggressive negotiation with a particular Deepkin that we found stowing away on one of the vessels, and in exchange for their life, they had offered up a little bit of information for us. They had confirmed that they would be the ones who have been abducting people off of the various vessels that have been leaving Gromers. We've seen, ships leave full of crew and, find them adrift in the middle of the ocean. One site that we had not had a chance to check yet is just north of here along the shoals. A vessel ran aground mysteriously and its crew is never found. And we believe, based on that conversation I've had with this Ideneth, their souls were taken under the sea. I'm not entirely sure what to make of that, but it seems that they're dragged under, taken away, and their souls are split from their bodies.
Did this Ideneth clarify as to why?
No, I'm afraid they did not survive long enough to give us that information.
That's a bit ominous.
Indeed. But I assure you that they won't be bothering us anymore.
The Ideneth, or just that one Ideneth?
Well, the particular one. Definitely as a whole, there's still a huge pain in my ass.
I understand. Okay, well, what about this Revenant King, though? how does this all factor in?
Well, so there's been stories about this Revenant King in this area for very, very long periods of time. It seems like there's some kind of offshoot, some enclave. I'm afraid I don't know much more than that, but they're very secretive and cult-like in general. They're not connected to any of the major courts of Deepkin.
What was just like out of character? What was that thing that was connected to Falas? It was black. What was that boat?
The Black Ark.
I meant to ask how you
Okay.
spell it. Sheridan?
The Sure Dan? It's like, sure, Dan.
Oh, okay.
With a comma in the middle.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
exactly.
Black Ark Shurdan. And like, so I'm bringing this up for obvious reasons. And Meriss goes, looks at like the two of them and looks at Braca. And you mentioned something about the Shurdan and Black Ark?
Yeah, the Black Ark. Oh, you were asking before if we knew any, and we do know that the Shurdan has a helmsman that is a Deepkin. We don't know the connection there, though.
Now, okay, so obviously Faust is reacting to this because they like, sure, Dan, that's my boat. My question is, did the helmsman change since Faust has left the boat, or is this something he already knew that there was?
You're not aware of this, yeah. This is a new development.
I'm from the Shore Dan. We've never had a Deepkin helmsman. There's always been elves on the boat.
Oh, this is news to us. What's the situation with the Sheridan? What does that boat do? And
Well,
what do you mean you're from it?
well, that's the boat that I came from. And I was offered to join the binding because they needed a person of my skills. And so I was chosen. And Mr. Okri and we went through the soul binding process together. Now,
Well, we all were present.
But it sounds like some things may have changed on the boat since I've left.
So are we saying that our number one lead is finding the Sheridan and having a talk with its helmsman? That seems like a far stretch.
Falas shakes his head. It's like the Sheridan's a far ways from here. It's nowhere close to the Simmersoul Sea.
That might be a bit of a new shake-up then, Master Falas. They were here not too long ago.
Here,
Heading east.
in Gromerstown.
Passing through, yes.
And Falas gets really quiet and kind of like introspective a little bit there.
The other thing that you'd know from before, what Brock had mentioned, was that the Sheridan was supplying defoliant to the Barracknar fleet.
Yeah, I'm currently not able to put together what they're using it for.
Perhaps Mr. Okri might know.
So I mean, we have a few options here. We can try to go hunt down the if it's to the east, is that still in the direction that we need to go?
Kind of.
Well,
I'm
east
just
is in east in a general direction. From Gomerstown could be a fairly reasonable range, but the feeling that Frostglade had is to the east. You know that when you encountered the Barracknar fleet, it was in Drizzle Drop, which is 2 hexes east of Gromers. Yeah, all that good stuff.
I feel like we just have to go to the east at this point.
Yeah.
Like everything's
Sounds
pointing
like it.
us in that direction. Thoughts?
Yep,
Isaac, do you got
let's do
thoughts?
Yeah, east.
I'm not 100% sure. It feels like a far stretch to just start sailing in a direction, hoping to find another ship on the water.
Well, we gotta make our way that way anyways, Castilas. It doesn't hurt to keep an eye out while we're also exploring that area.
All right.
Thank you so much, Braca.
I wish I could
Thank
help
you.
more. Yeah.
You could come with us. That would help. More bodies to fight things.
Well, you're gonna have to do a check if you want to do this. That's
Well,
heaven forbid we roll dice.
Okay, what am I rolling? Guile?
Guile minds, yeah,
On what? I got 2 6s.
on 4s.
2 6s.
Okay, and she got 2
I want more bodies to
successes.
help kill things.
You tied, which basically means that you actually succeed.
She's not doing anything. She's just sleeping around a whole bunch partying. So she could get back to work now.
Yeah. She kind of pauses and slams back her drink and says, Yeah, well, I suppose it's time to make some headway here. Where do you need me? Hey Questers, it's your DM Dave here. I have a few big announcements and then we'll get you right back into the exploration for this episode. First, I want to thank you so much for joining us for this adventure. I'm very thankful that so many of you have joined us for our adventures across the mortal realms. And it's been really wonderful to, interact with people, on Twitter, Discord, and the Reddit and everything. I'm really excited for, the rest of this year. We have a lot of fun stuff planned. And I just want to thank everybody for cheering us on. The community's super, super great. And, it's worth all the time we put into it. So thank you very much. I want to take a moment to actually thank all of our patrons because, we've been starting with the Patreon and we've had a lot of support so far from people. And I just want to make sure that we capture all that. So first of all, thank you to all our Questward companions, Ben Murphy, Bongalongadong, Cliff, Dave, the Venerable Emmett Byrne, Eric Akerman, Gray Jenkins, Jamie Eden, Jonathan Koenig, Nico Franska, Patty Kalin, and Thor Sundqvist. And thank you very much to our additional Questward big bosses. So extra special thank you to Gabriel Walton, River Kim, CT Ross, and Rusty. Thank you so much. If you want to join the ranks of these awesome people, you can head over to patreon.com/Questward, where you can sign up to help us grow the show. You'll get exclusive access to content and be able to vote on things like influencing the encounters. So actually this episode, the encounter that's going to happen after this break was chosen by our patrons via a poll for a random encounter table. So the players didn't know this, but I went on Patreon, I put up a vote for people, and they chose the faction that is going to be encountered next. As well, as of this recording, we're only 4 patrons away on Patreon for our first goal. And once we hit that goal, we're going to be editing up an exclusive patron episode that is a lost episode with Sam, Nico, and Franco exploring the lair of a particularly chaotic feline. It's super goofy, it's super fun, and I think you're going to like it. I also want to give an exciting update on the fact that we're kind of coming up to what I would consider the midpoint of the Slagmar Owls adventure. So the arc that we're setting up right after this episode is going to see a big shift in the party and kind of the direction that things are going to happen. So please come back over the next 3 or so episodes to listen to that and make sure you capture it. Once that's done, I'm also really excited to say we're going to take a few weeks off of Soulbound, just a break to, give me a pause from DMing. It's been putting up, almost weekly episodes for almost a year now. And I want to play rather than DM. So we're going to actually play the Fallout RPG that was sent to us from the good folks over at Modiphius Games. It looks super fun. We've been reading through the book, and it should be really, really fun. This is going to be a mini arc that we're going to play through with Isaac acting as the DM, and we're not going to do that forever. We're going to go back to Soulbound after that is over. It's just a little bit of a palate cleanser to us to, take a step back and recharge. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for the support, and we're going to see you again on May 12th for a new episode that's going to involve a lot of ether and a lot of plants. Thank you. Cheers. We star wipe. You're out on your brand new vessel. You're heading east. Do you want to describe for the audience which hex we're going for?
Yeah, sure. We are going past the Caldera Isle, past the Clan Bilgerod, like oil rig type thing, and following along that line just to the area northeast of the oil rig.
Okay, cool. So you make your way across. After a while, you see coming over the horizon line, you see an island in that hex. It is particularly rocky, and you see the scattering of towers kind of break the skyline as you make your way towards it. And if, let's say... Sorry, can you hear all these sirens going outside?
I cannot. No.
Nope.
Okay, good. Because they're going crazy. Frostglade and Falas, you get this for free because you had seen these things before. You see Nephrian Dynasty era towers on this island as you make your way towards it. and the coastline is particularly rocky and scattered across with boulders. And the island is kind of covered in like a very light mist.
I don't like this, Frosty.
Cass is rowing on one of the oars, and she's like, "Falas, I feel like we should have hired a crew to do some of this oar work before we left."
There's sails too.
You mean I've been rowing this entire time, and there's been
rowing
sails?
a single oar, and it's been like pushing you in a circle the entire time.
Or it's too short and it's not touching the water.
Yeah, there you go.
The mist is normal sea mist as far as Frostglade can tell. It's not strange Ideneth Deepkin, Revenant King storm mist where babies get taken.
Well, who's to know? Who's to say?
I mean, I can roll a survival. I'm beefy survival.
Beefy survival.
Is that your name?
Beefy survival. That's
Beefy
a phrase
is
you
not
just
an
said.
adjective I
let's
associate
do
with
a
Meriss.
beefcake survival roll right now. Go for it. I think actually this would be a nature though. No, this would be a nature.
Okay, maybe I won't then.
Nature
Can
mind,
Beefy
depending on what's
survival be a
rolling.
character
Yeah.
in the upcoming episode?
Frostglade rolls a nature mind for sure.
Sure. On 4s, just give me 2 successes.
I can only do 1, I'm afraid.
Okay. It's missed.
I want to roll as well.
I'm gonna try 2. Well, I only got 1. So.
Yeah, I already got 1.
Turns out I do have nature.
Well,
2.
Okay, awesome. We got there, everybody.
Everybody roll.
Now Cass doesn't have necessarily a frame of reference for what the mists of Westercast had looked like. But Cass, based on your interpretation, like the mist in this area is more or less like natural.
This looks like mist to me.
and does Meriss inhales deeply
Okay.
through her nose? She
Yes, it's
smells
fine.
sea air.
You sell,
No
you
magic.
sell sea air.
Frostglade inhales deeply through his eyes.
Oh,
What? That's how we do it, guys.
there's something about that just gave me the heebie-jeebies.
I don't like it, Frosty. Those towers were never good news.
No, but this is why we are here.
I suppose you're right. It's best we check it out.
I feel like you guys are talking about something that we should all know. Do you care to explain?
We've seen one of these towers.
No.
Okay.
All right then.
Please, fellas.
We've seen
I
one of
like
these
check-
towers back on Glade's Edge. And there was vampires, people with fake hair, and the man-bat.
That's horrifying. People with fake hair, you said?
Yes, it's one of those things I hate.
Disgusting. I'm puking a bit in my mouth just thinking about it.
That's what I said.
Frostglade might checks on the oars to bring us to shore.
Yeah. You paddle so hard it comes up onto the rocks
now
and
we're stuck.
fully moors yourself. You're fine. Yeah, you come close.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did roll really well, so if you want to know dice numbers.
Okay, what was the roll? It was on 4 2s.
That's 5 successes. Thanks for asking.
Oh my God! You Tokyo drift your ship along the shoreline.
You
You
make it
throw
fly.
you throw out the anchor. It lands with precision. So you like drift along it at like the max tether, and you swing alongside, and you're able to basically step right onto a perfectly placed cliff face next to the ship.
Holy smokes.
Holy shit.
That's a useful might check.
Yeah.
Amazing. We step off the boat.
Well done, Frosty.
And he did it all with an oar. He didn't even need to man the
Yeah,
helm.
I've been practicing.
Just a single or
Awareness check. Now that we're
Sure. Yeah,
closer.
go ahead. Awareness mind. If anyone wants to do 4 2s.
I like how I never upped my awareness. Like, I didn't feel like it was important to do that. Did you get 4 successes? Those are 4 phalanges.
4 successes.
4
I got 2
phalanges.
successes.
I got 1. Falas, as usual, is unaware of his surroundings.
Mhm.
It's no longer open seas. I don't get the free checks.
Cool. Frostglade, you're taking stock of everything. You can tell, like, based on the layout of this area, it used to be would appear to be, you'd assume, like a thriving kind of port city. You see like stonework foundations. The towers that you're seeing are particularly overgrown and clogged with vegetation. The towers are kind of up along, leading away from the shoreline, kind of overlooking a small town that used to be here. that has since faded away with time.
Why have we moored here? I see no Shuradan. I see no Revenant Sire. What is on this island that so piqued our interest?
We can learn. There could be people here, people who need protection, enemies. If there is nothing, we leave.
All right. Well, that does track. So
Frostglade is stringing with some great care and reverence that great redwood bow of his, and then just looks at you guys and starts padding up the shore.
Yeah, I check my rifle, my pistol to make sure that I'm good to go because this seems quite dangerous, and I follow him up.
Falas takes the cue, pulls out his weapons. He'll take out his whip and his single shot repeater.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So you make your way along. You notice that as you approach the there's kind of the lower village, which is a series of overgrown shacks. They're kind of worn down to their foundations at this point and kind of and fallen over. And they've been there's lots of like vibrant green moss kind of growing up along all the foundations here. You notice there is a trail and a wall that has been built up. It's about we'll say like 15 feet high that kind of spans the upper city where these towers are located. Okay. And you see a path that is, still more or less, intact that leads up to a gatehouse.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely interested in finding a good vantage point. The gatehouse is literally just like the house that has a gate in it that would lead us through that wall.
A regular Sherlock Holmes, this guy.
I've got an idea, guys.
It's got a door that is painted like that was what at one point painted like this bright red color, but since the wood on it has decayed and the paint is like sloughed off for the most part, but you can still see traces of it that remain. Okay.
Is visibility like quite low? It's like quite misty.
Yeah. So it's going to be you're going to be obscured in this area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, as we know, just means we hide better, right, everyone?
And then I cast Unnatural Darkness, and we're extra hidden.
Meriss, what's that giant blob of darkness moving through the city?
I want to do another awareness check here. Specifically looking for things that piqued my interest would be, definitely signs of semi-recent movement, life of any kind, or unlife, I suppose. Also, weird plants, because you talked about moss.
Okay,
who knows?
Yeah, sure.
Moss creature.
You need a new moss cape.
So we can still use your 4 successes from the past one because now you're kind of here. Well, you're still exploring. Nice. So you can tell, like, just based on the state of everything here, you kind of see some animal tracks leading in and around this lower village, but you don't see any signs of recent, like, I don't want to say human because that's
civilized
mortal life kind of civilized. Yeah, there's no like civilized evidence here.
So wait, is Baraka with us or no?
Yeah,
I totally forgot about Baraka.
Yeah.
Hi!
That was quick.
So, I mean, like, could we ask her if she knows, like, what happened here or, like, has any information? Mm-hmm. So, what do you think? Do you know of this place?
Well, there's been rumored of an old Nephrian city here, but no one really has come inside for one reason or another.
So no one's ever settled in this island?
No, not particularly.
The last time we found buildings like this, there were crypt ghouls inside.
Well, Nephrian settlements and fortifications are not an uncommon sight in Sigmar Isles. I know they used to, be the dominant civilization here, and then they fell away, several hundred years ago.
Who exactly are the Nephri?
Well, the Nephrians were people from, where were they originally from? I think they were from Shaish or Haish or something like that originally, and then they migrated here to settle. They were primarily a mercantile people. And then at some point, there was like a mass extinction event, and they went missing.
Huh.
That wouldn't be the Necroquakes from...
No, this would be before then.
An ancient civilization. I'll be damned.
The Necroquake's actually quite recent. Yeah.
Not so ancient civilization.
Since
near history.
Since the wall, the wall here is 15 feet high. Okay, that's not much higher than me. I'd like to pull myself up on the wall with some care rather than going right through the gate.
Just peek
Sure.
over like a kid
Yeah,
over
so-
the cashier register.
So Frostglade Attack on Titan looks over these walls, and you can kind of take a look inside. I will want another roll for this one,
Cool.
though.
Ooh, that is rough. What
Gets
are
hit
we
with a
rolling?
volleyball in the face.
On 4s. If you can get me 2, and then we'll just do for whatever.
Just
over
one,
that.
I'm afraid.
Okay. Yeah, the mist is a little bit thicker in here, we'll say, and you're not able to kind of gauge it from where you're standing.
Okay. Just more of the same, though.
More the same. Like the you can. I'll just say like you can see like the tops of the buildings here. You can tell that the buildings here are a little bit more intact than the ones outside the wall.
Okay. Could be a hint.
Well, nobody's here. Looks like it's ours now. We're chalking up to the Storm's mandate, and let's keep going.
I'll take my
Yep.
sphere, please. Thank you, David.
We brought it back to the fold.
So, well, I was gonna say like, because I could roll survival just because that's supposed to see if there's like for tracking, just to see if there's
Sure.
anything
Mhm.
specific. So
Yeah, go for
I'm
it.
gonna have Meriss do that.
And actually, Meriss, that's kind of where Cass is going to go as well. So let's combine our rolls. Take a free 2 dice from me in my survival training.
I'll roll 7 dice.
Oh, okay, never mind. You didn't need it.
Do it.
That's
I
great.
have so I guess I have to re-roll 2 of them, but I need. What am I rolling? I only have 5
On
dice.
4s.
Fours.
On
Okay, on
4s.
4s. Okay. Well, okay, I got 1, and I'm gonna
Oh no.
re-roll.
Oh,
I'm gonna
maybe those
flip
2 dice are
one-
really worth it then.
No, I'm gonna use my
Focus?
focus to make that one into 4. So I have 2 successes, and I'm re-rolling 2
Okay.
and 3 successes. So I needed those.
Yeah, apparently.
What's your total?
3 successes, 2 4s, and a 6.
Okay, like I was explaining to Frostglade before, on the exterior of this, you can tell that like animals have kind of been making their way through. There's like a couple game trails, stuff like that. So you actually can tell that, aside from you all kind of arriving recently, no one's really approached the gate. You can actually tell that the gate has been barred and is rotting away. And you get the impression that it's been barred from the inside as you go kind of inspect it. So you feel like that has been intact for quite some time.
Were they trying to keep people out or things inside? Sorry, I'm just trying to create a create a bit of a mood here.
And in we go.
Well, it sounds like the gate is locked.
Frostglade,
Frostglade,
we
if you
go.
will.
throw us over.
Or
That's not how I expected.
climb over and open the gate. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I meant. like, Frostglade, can you help us out?
Yes.
He unstrings the bow and stows it, and I'm going to climb to the top of the wall, take another look, and then drop down, and the focus will likely be opening the gate, assuming, of course, don't see the monster, Dave.
You don't. It
Cool.
eats you.
I go right for the gate with my eyes shut.
Yeah, you make your way over. I think just the same kind of check applies with like the mist here being fairly
Cool.
thick. And you make your way to the gate and you kind of wrench it open. It actually doesn't give you too much resistance. The wood here is rotted away pretty significantly, and it sloughs off, and you're able to get in and out of the fortress.
All right. I rolled a might check, Dave. It was all successes all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, as par for the
See-
course.
Yeah.
Mighty
See,
tree.
that's a beefy tree.
What?
Meriss, you, as I've just learned about your magical prowess, you wouldn't have an ability or a spell that might make things easier to see. Perhaps blow all this fog away, clear the air.
I don't think you should be encouraging
Nope.
her, Cassilas.
I agree.
Maybe
I
Brocca's
I don't,
on your side.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
I do not.
It was worth a try. I do not understand the apprehension with all this magical stuff, but perhaps you
Wait
just have
until
to be there.
Wait until she makes a dead body talk at you. She hasn't done that in front of anyone yet.
Oh my God.
That might
That
change.
is a spell.
That might change my my opinion a bit. We'll see.
I'm waiting for her to fail another channel just so like things backfire again.
Into the mist.
Frostglade
Into the mist we go.
Swaps
Yep.
for his
Onward.
shield and that short sword that he got from Fireslayer Isle.
Mhm. Sure. You make your way through. Are you all sticking together?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we're all
Okay.
going to disappear into
No,
the
we
mist
split up
together.
into different groups so we can all be taken out one by one.
Yeah, so you hear, as you make your way further inside, you hear kind of the gentle flowing of running water. Why don't you all go ahead and roll mind awareness?
Mind awareness, he says.
And we all have to pee.
That's better.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ugh, I am not doing
On
too
fours.
hot.
Successes on 4s?
Oh. 1.
Success on 4s,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got
Okay.
2.
I got
Dose.
3.
Okay.
Always doing better than me, Isaac.
Frostglade, you hear the running of water. You notice that as you kind of get further into this complex, there's like these streams that kind of run alongside stone staircases leading up to the upper tiers of this fortification. So there's like kind of these gutters that have now run clear with water that come down from the mountains. You make your way up and you actually see there's this courtyard as you pass through another set of gates that is lined around the edges with these bright pink cherry blossom like trees that are in full bloom at the moment. And as you make your way inside, you hear the scraping of metal as you actually notice facing away from you, kneeling in the middle of the ground, you see a figure. They have a large dark helmet with a cape kind of hanging down from along their back that is significantly tattered and rotted away with age. You notice that the figure has both hands placed firmly palm out upon the ground and is not moving.
Friend or foe? Friend or
The
foe?
figure is how big? What size?
Human-sized,
Okay.
in heavy
It's a
armor.
hype-based podcast.
Frostglade,
Yes.
it totally is. Frostglade puts up a hand and just points slowly forward. And I want to do another awareness here if I can. Oh, wait. Did we just do that? We just did that. Never mind.
You just did that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can ask a question. I can give you it as an incidental if it's within your range, though.
Okay, sure. Their backs to us. We've got a good amount of information about them. I don't think we're going to learn anything more by looking at it more. Frostglade is going to, creep around to one side of the mist, rolling stealth, and that's my plan.
Stealth tree.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth.
I'm gonna queue up an attack, I think. If it gets hostile.
Sure. On 4s, Frostglade?
2 successes.
Okay. Sorry. You skulk your way through, and you get the impression that you're able to blend in with this like ring of trees that run the duration of the courtyard. So this courtyard is lined with these trees, and there is the fortified tower ahead of it. On the other side of it is you.
It may or may not matter, but I actually rolled 3 successes. Apologies, I had one more die to roll. So Frostglade is going to creep around, and basically I'm looking to get additional information if there's any to be had.
Sure.
So, I'm going to make a bit of a circuit. If I learn anything, great, and if not, I'll come back to the group.
Sure.
Yeah, the group just watching
Yes, I'm like
Frostglade
sneaking.
like parkour, like all around, sneaking around.
So you would see this armor, and you notice that as you kind of cross around to the front, the figure has a long kind of curved sword kind of in a sheath next to it at its hip. It's wearing this kind of like lamellar kind of style armor. You notice you sneak around to the front and you actually notice the top half of its head is the only part that's visible, but it's been flayed open and has the appearance of a skull. And the lower half of its face is still intact with the a faceplate, in the shape of a nose and kind of teeth-like mask.
Super duper neat. Do I recognize the culture or the creature or the biology, or do I know anything? What can I roll?
Sure. Go ahead and do a lore check. This is
bad.
a lore mind.
Okay, on it. I got a good mind.
You could do it on. Let's do a 5-1.
Oh, doctor. 1-6. Woo!
Okay, cool. You recognize this immediately as a form of undead. It is a Wight king.
King.
Oh,
You know,
a white king?
Wight as in
W-I-G-H-T.
W-I-G-H-T, yes.
That's exciting. Okay, so realizing that, Frostglade, I was going to ask questions about, well, is it breathing? I'm not going to bother with those anymore, Dave. I definitely want to creep back around to the group if I can, as quietly as I can. And, we'll see if I succeed at that before I go with anything else.
Sure.
What am I rolling? This is a good roll, though. This is a really good roll.
Do it on 4s.
Yeah, how about 4? 4, Dave.
4 phalanges.
You barely make it back.
Shit.
I will say that, but you do.
Okay, so I get back, and then I'm actually going to motion for us to, as quietly as we can, back away just to have this conversation so that we're not just like, it's my favorite thing when my players are just like, and then we have a long talk just outside the door. Let's not do that. So Frostglade motions for us to move a little bit further away, and he says,
It's undead. A White King. Very dangerous.
But is it hostile or friendly?
I don't think there's any other kind. Hostile.
and I really don't know if there's any other kind. Who knows, guys?
Your lore check, no? Okay.
I know what I know. Oh, well, actually, yeah, I know what I know, Dave.
You do know what you know. If you had rolled better, I could have told you more.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's probably how I feel regardless. Yep.
I mean, I gotta check my old the back of my brain to see if I know anything about these white kings.
Now that you know that it is a white king, would Meriss or Braca even know a little bit more?
It's gonna be like, is that like?
Yeah, Meriss, why don't you do a lore check with advantage?
Nice.
Because I have nothing in lore. I have Arcana and I have Forbidden Knowledge, but you just want a lore?
It's a lore.
Okay.
And you get advantage because you're part undead.
Yep.
I am not part undead.
Prove it.
Fuck. Doesn't matter if I have an advantage because I rolled 2 1s and a 2.
Bummer.
Quickly, Soulfire, reroll all 6s.
Did you guys also roll Cass and Falas and Braca?
I did roll.
I wasn't going to roll because I'm assuming Falas just doesn't know, period, but I could.
I don't actually have any lore. I just have mine. So I rolled 3 dice. I got a 5, 6, and a 1. I'm not sure what
that could be 2 successes.
Braca got a 6 and a 1.
Okay.
Sorry, what did you say, Franco? What did you get?
I have a 5, 6, and a 1.
Okay, yeah. You actually, I can give you some more information.
Yes.
You know that amongst the ranks of the undead, the White Kings are one of the few instances where they have some degree of sentience.
So we could talk to it.
We could reason with it. And that's what I'm all about.
Oh yeah, that's totally worked out for us in the past.
My gut tells me that we should attempt diplomacy at the very least.
I would speak with you, Cass. The others can stay hidden and attack if needed.
Well, actually, I was kind of hoping that maybe Meriss would join me. She's got a silver tongue for this sort of thing.
Okay. But I will be close.
And you can watch behind with your bow. Like, if we need range, you could just slam it with some arrows.
Frostglade.
That's right, Frostglade. Use your big bow.
Frostglade just nods slowly at that, but you see that he actually maintains his hold on his shield and sword, and he looks over and he creeps over to a spot that's got sort of a clear line of charging to the creature if necessary.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much arrows will affect a skeleton, but I will also be watching out.
Meriss is going to cast Mystic Shield on herself.
Pickles tackles you in slow motion. Sure. No, not more spells.
Meriss is squishy. She doesn't want to die. Okay.
Yeah, these are good reasons.
So let me just see what I have to. What I have my oh yeah, I have beefy channeling. Okay, so it's a DN 5/1 for Mystic Shield.
So you got to get hit a 5 or a 6, basically.
Well, every bonus success gives her longer duration.
Did you get anything?
No. Because I have a focus, I can give myself 1 success. Okay. But I rolled shit.
You should throw all those dice away because that's how dice works.
So I really only have. It's only for 1 minute, so who knows how long it could dissipate. But if the guy attacks us immediately, so Meriss is covered in ever so slightly faint shimmering purple.
Talk fast.
Is it something you do quite like you need big dramatic hand motions with everyone notice that you're casting a spell, or is it something you kind of mutter under your breath and then now you're shimmering?
I like to think the more successes, the more simple the incantation. So 1 success and there's a little bit of mutterings and hand movements all around herself, like she's doing interpretive dance.
Yeah, you have your Mystic Shield. What do you do now?
That looks like a handy magical spell there. See, I don't know what you folks are so upset about.
Falas kind of just presses his lips together and goes up to hide in the corner.
Let's take this slow and Big smiles, Meriss. Big smiles.
the fakest smile. And onward, and they approach.
Yeah, we go up to the White King.
Yeah, so as you make your way forward and you're not disguising your movements, you hear, the creaking of armor and bone as this figure rises up to stand and turns to look at you, and it just watches as you approach.
Cass tips her hat. She says, "A good day, sir. We have come to parley. I am Cassandra, and this is my partner, Meriss.
Hi.
What might we call you?"
Who are you envoys of?
We are part of a group called the Storm's Mandate.
I am Gorion. This is my domain.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Gorion. We've kind of stumbled upon your island. We were in search of what was it again, Meriss? The sire?
Revenant Sire.
The Revenant Sire.
You must kneel before a king.
Uh,
You are lowborn.
Okay.
I mean-
Meriss just grabs Cass's sleeve. Come on, Cass, and forces her to kneel down.
this is highly irregular, but all right.
Do you all kneel?
Yeah, am I
Yes.
doing it right?
Yes, you are. Just fucking kneel.
I ain't never been in the presence of a king before.
Falas is thinking, oh my god, they're pledging loyalty, allegiance to this thing.
No.
Don't go, it's the devil.
What offering have you brought me?
Friendship and witty banter.
The skeleton's face does not change.
I mean, as most skeletons' faces.
Yeah.
Knowledge?
What do you offer for knowledge?
Well, we have information on what's going on in the outside world, what's happening, like with Revenant Sire, different things that are going on. I'm sure you haven't left this island. I have some books that you might be interested in.
Does he have a favorite sports team? You want to hear how they're doing?
There's little out there that matters to me. The last ones who came through those doors took everything. It shall not happen again.
We have no intention of taking anything. In fact, if you just wish for us to go, I suppose that we just would. It sounds like it is your island after all. Well, I suppose we should ask, what does matter to you?
You notice the king kind of looks across these old buildings and everything, and just kind of says this pocket of my empire and domain, they remain mine.
Well, I have to admit, it must have seen better days. Perhaps you would like to see it rebuilt or improved upon.
Subjects are fickle and too afraid of their own survival. Deals were made and bargains struck, and at the end all souls were gone.
That sounds to me like you're a bit lonely.
I don't need anything else other than me and my remaining followers.
I don't see your followers around. Are they? Do you still have followers?
That is of my concern, not yours.
Just trying to be courteous here.
This is not going as planned. What happened to everyone? Why did they take stuff and leave?
So you're here to take information from me, but I've yet to see something you can offer.
Meriss grabs her bag and just kind of turns it upside down and dumps out the book about that. There's the book from the Reverend Sire in there. There's the book I think it was about magical beasts or something that Falas had given her. There's a weird ring and a locket. There's a few other odds and ends that just kind of
5 or 6 half-eaten snacks.
that fall out. There's also let's say the slate. Yeah, she's carrying the slate around with her too that had the scribbles on it.
Okay.
Is there anything here that maybe interests you? Pickles is deep inside of her jacket. He can't see Pickles.
Okay. That slate hits the ground, And in a flash, in a moment that you can't even tell, his sword is drawn. It's a long, jade-colored, like curved blade.
Frostglade is acting as of this moment, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Fuck.
Not
Yeah,
entirely unwarranted, but
yeah, I would assume Falas would also.
Okay.
If it does it look aggressive? I mean, I'm assuming
he's
it
not
looks-
moving towards them, but his blade is out, and it's
How
held.
far apart are they standing?
I would say they're probably like 20 feet.
Okay.
yeah, we're not
Alright,
like
so far away.
we're not
Falas
like
will
right
hold
next
off
to him.
then.
Frostglade is too perturbed. So he's up and moving for this group. If he notices that the White King isn't actually like moving to attack, he'll slow his roll. But there's no more of this hiding in the back. He's going to move to a protective spot closer to these two, and I'm going to use the defend action as soon as I can.
Okay, sounds good. He has his blade kind of aimed towards the both of you, and he says, "Take your cursed gifts and leave now."
Is this one of the slates that previously turned people into crypt ghouls?
They look the same.
So Frostglade, assuming he notices that, Jesus Christ, you guys,
Shit.
you guys get up to so much shit.
This is from my endeavor. That was from my endeavor.
Oh, well, still, so Frostglade looks down at the slate and full on double takes and says,
Meriss, what are you doing with that?
and he's reaching for it. You suspect that he doesn't intend to be nice to it.
Yeah, Falas knows that Frostglade is a compulsive slate breaker.
Meriss is very confused. It's just the slate that gave me my magic.
Oh, his eyes go wide. He smashes it on the ground. He just
Stomps.
steps on it. Fuck that. There's my other weapons are in my hands, but it is reduced to shards.
As per normal, conversation has turned into violence.
Meriss is trying to put the books back in her bag.
I am currently at a loss here. This is undoubtedly your island. You are living here, and you have claim over it. I would love to parlay with you, but things have taken a turn for the worse here. So perhaps a hasty retreat is in order.
As you've also been fooled by the gift, you should leave now.
I think you're right. We will now go.
And Frostglade is looking at this White King with a good amount of intensity, but he turns daggers at Meriss and he says,
We should leave.
Meriss is starts standing up and then just looks at the White King. What do you mean the gift?
Why don't you go ahead and do a roll here? How do you want to get
Okay.
this information?
good old-fashioned thumb war, Dave.
I mean, I could
Challenge
roll
you
a
to a game
forbidden.
of chess.
I could. Oh no, I can't do forbidden knowledge because that's on Arcana.
Probably social skills, I'm assuming, Dave, or maybe not?
Yes, yeah, I'm looking for a social skill. Unless there's something else you can justify, but
Probably just Guile.
sure.
Yeah, I'll roll Guile.
Nice.
Anyone want to help me?
Sorry, Frostglade's not good
No?
at that, and
Okay.
also kind of mad.
All right, that's totally fair. What did I need to roll on? Because I got
Well, it's opposed on 4s.
2 successes.
Okay, you tied, which means you succeed.
Because he said, I see something about a gift.
It's
So
like
she's asking, what
cursed
do you mean
gift.
gift?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean cursed gift?
It is given by the Dark King to those who are on their last whispers of hope. And it only takes...
What? Who is the Dark King?
Yeah, who in the nine hells is the Dark King is my
the
question.
Prince of Shyish, the Lord of Undeath, Nagash.
Holy fuck, you guys. Can we stop making friends with those sorts? Oh, man.
Meriss, have you been consorting with those dead people over there? Have you been consorting with the ancient gods of death?
No!
We just can't bring you anywhere.
We should go.
I agree. Meriss is gathering up her books to her chest and just staring at the White King.
Where did you get that slate?
Meriss, with her arms all bundled up and books against her chest, is it was in it. I don't know. It was in my room.
It was in your room. Ruinous spies coming through my doors, bringing cursed gifts and trying to take what's left from me.
No. Like something brought it. I think it was like a servant of a servant of the Lord of Change. I am not sure. I'm not lying. What can I do to make you believe me?
Go ahead and make mind awareness checks. Murray, you're still hanging. Falas is still hanging back, right?
Yep, me and Baraka probably.
Yeah, both of you. So you're going to do some mind awareness. You two are going to get bonuses.
At this point, I think I'm basically like picking up Meriss and walking away.
Tuck her underneath your arm.
Yeah. If you ever wish to parlay with us or to talk diplomacy or perhaps just
join the Storm's mandate.
You can find us on our turtle.
Dial our phone number. I got 2 4s and a 1.
Okay.
All right, so 3 successes for Falas on this awareness
and
check.
Brocka got 2. Okay, so you hear coming up from underneath the rocks and moss, you hear clattering of bone and metal coming from the streets.
Falas is just going to shout out, "If you're going to go, gotta go now. I got company."
Frostglade is the last one to leave, and he also only got 1 success, so I'm probably just focused on the things in front of me.
All right. Well, why don't you all do an athletics check if you're all running? We can kind of play that out.
Why does every island want to kill us?
I'm glad I put a point in athletics.
Yeah. Do on 5s.
Oof. Oh, 5.
Doesn't matter because I failed. 2 1s and a 3. I'm throwing these dice out.
I got 1 success. I would have 2 if it was on 4s, but
I got 2.
Chose 5.
But if somebody falls behind, Frostglade also falls behind with them.
Yeah, I got 1.
So was it just Falas that failed?
I got 1.
Oh, I failed.
Brocka got
I failed
2.
hard. I was the one who failed.
Okay.
Falas got 1.
So Falas, as you are kind of crouched back and waiting and everything, you see the skeletal hand and axe from like a glaive head, I should say, burst out from a building behind you, and you see a skeleton clad in a similar kind of armor stride towards you. It is of lesser stature than the White King itself, but it is walking towards you. Meriss, from the position, the White King has not moved, but you actually hear from the fountain lining everything, you actually hear like this kind of like wet, kind of like grinding, rusted, like smashing sound as a skeleton clad in armor pulls itself out of the gutter.
They're destroying the buildings, national heritage.
Okay, so we're going to go into combat then.
Okay, wait, before we decide our order, what are we doing? Are we going to try to defeat these guys? It feels like we just want to just book
We're
it,
running.
basically. Yeah.
Does Doom go up when you flee?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I call for a retreat.
Okay.
There we go.
Meriss refuses.
We'll go through the order because...
Damn it, Meriss.
We'll go through the order because anyone can do anything else. Like if you are going to defend, stay, try to parlay or anything like that, the group will not retreat.
Seems like talking has failed.
So we'll go through in order of the people at 5. Falas, Cass, and Frostglade. What are you doing?
So I'm assuming Falas is the furthest away already, so he's gonna do the go motion behind them and kind of guard their retreat as they leave.
Yeah, but you got to declare if you're going to retreat or not.
Well, I intend to retreat with the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it works because I want to.
At the start of each of your allies' turns, the GM asks if they're going to retreat. If they agree, they join you in preparing for a safe retreat. If all of your allies agree to the retreat, the group safely escapes the battle. The GM can decide to jump ahead in time to where you've reached a safe point, so on and so on. If you call for a retreat and any member of your party refuses, you and any ally who chooses to retreat can remain or continue to retreat. Regardless of whether you remain or retreat, increases Doom by 1. Falas, what are you doing?
Intend to retreat with the group.
Okay, so you're retreating.
Retreat, please.
Cass is retreating.
Yeah, definitely retreating. But if there are any attacks that could be taken as we hand wave this away, I'll be the one to take those.
Okay, and Meriss?
Retreat.
Okay, and Brocka's going to vote to remain, so your group's Doom increases by 1.
You son of a gun.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, I shoot Brock in the head before a turn comes around.
Okri's already done that.
Yeah. Okay, you make your way out of the settlement. You notice that there are these armored grave guard, stepping forward from underneath these like fallen boulders, emerging from like thick carpets of moss, and they begin to rush towards you. As you make your way through the gate and out into the lower city, you notice that the grave guard stop at the gate and just form up a shield wall as you retreat back towards your ship.
Cool.
Yeah, and you make your way back. You guys have a moment. You're standing next to your ship. We're out of combat.
Why does every person or thing that we meet just want to kill us?